I'm Crypto Pio. This is Escape Velocity, and today we are doing a Nifty Gateway drop watch. I realize I missed the past two drops, two or three. I didn't do one of these yesterday. I didn't do one on Saturday. Saturday was a big drop, so I'm back now. Sorry about the couple days off here. But yeah, let me take a look right now at Nifty Gateway. So we're going to kind of dive right into what's going on. We had our first open edition moon since Pack Cubes over the weekend. So that was definitely, I'd say, a relatively big deal, just because we hadn't really seen any open editions moon. And that's the Daniel Arsham drop. So Daniel Arsham is a contemporary fine artist who has been featured in the who's who of museums across the world. You know, the contemporary art museums in New York have featured his work. He's very much so renowned. He has collaborated with big time modern artists as well. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a pretty big deal for him to do an NFT drop on Nifty Gateway. It was on a Saturday, and you know, like for example, I was out of pocket, so I didn't get to monitor the drop live. But it is the first open edition that we've seen moon since Pack's Cubes open edition, which, you know, initially were sold for $500 on the first day with a 15-minute open edition. Second day, $1,000, 15-minute open edition. Third day, $1,500, 15-minute open edition. And they're strong, you know, at this point, about a month and a half later, at $2,500 for a secondary market sale. So if someone had bought a Pack Cube on day one, then it would be worth about 5x minus sellers' fees towards Nifty Gateway at this point, you know, about 4 to 6 weeks later. So definitely good ROI on that. You know, with regards to this one, we had a $1,500 price point. So very, very high price point for an open edition, given, you know, where we're at right now with Nifty Gateway. I've been talking about this on every stream, just about how, you know, you can't really price things too high right now. Well, I guess if you're Daniel Arsham, you can, because the floor on this is $2,800. If you look at the global history, it's been selling routinely for $2,650. So definitely, you know, a lot of alpha there. And, you know, we haven't seen it in a while. And I guess I shouldn't be that surprised that it was Daniel Arsham, considering he's like a big deal modern artist. I guess if we can expect to have, you know, traditional art world artists performing really well on Nifty Gateway and performing really well in the NFT market as a whole, I actually think we'll be in really good shape. When I think of Kenny Scharf, he's gotten a ton of alpha. He was supposed to actually drop a couple Saturdays ago, and I don't know what happened. He didn't end up dropping. But yeah, Kenny Scharf is someone that has performed really well. Kenny Schachter did perform really well when he first started dropping on Nifty Gateway, but those prices ended up coming down. They didn't really withstand the test of time. And we'll actually, we'll take a peek at Kenny Schachter too, and just figure out exactly, you know, where he's at. Because I actually haven't looked at Kenny Schachter's stuff on Nifty Gateway on the secondary market in a while. It had reached escape velocity, as I like to say before. It had done incredibly well, but I'm a massive, massive fan of that work. He worked with Basquiat, he worked on the same projects as Basquiat. I don't know if they were in the same room together working on them, but both of them have worked on the same projects. So Kenny Scharf's an absolute OG from the 1980s, like hip hop movement, you know, working with contemporaries like Basquiat. Incredible, incredible work. So yeah, we're going to check on that. I did want to tweet this out, but I'm not even going to bother now. So, you know, one other thing about this Daniel Arsham NFT is that not only is it, you know, by him, a contemporary fine artist that's world renowned, but also it actually is the most complex smart contract that's been featured on any NFT that's dropped on Nifty Gateway thus far. We can dive a little bit into the description. Here we go. So yes, so it effectively changes over the seasons, right? So eroding and reforming bust of Rome, 1 year. So yeah, apparently this is going to change over time, which is very complex for Nifty Gateway. I think of, like, you know, Mad Dog Jones and his replicator type of thing. I don't even 100% understand how that whole thing works. I'd need to see it like explained on video or something for me to be able to grasp it. But, you know, I think it's safe to say that this one is pretty fancy, and I might do a video just covering it. Here's another one. So this came out the other day, Infected Mushroom, the Shroomies pack by Infected Mushroom and Fargo. These are 100 unique Shroomies. So there were how many packs available here? 1% chance. And I think it was quite a few packs. It was, I want to say 100 packs at 444. So every single person got a one of one, in the sense that everybody got a unique NFT, and they were all made with AI technology. So AI technology is what made it possible to make this high volume of incredibly detailed and, strong work. Just really good work that wouldn't have been possible to make without the assistance of computers. So people don't really, I think of AI as being something that can improve artwork like this. And it's a very, very impressive thing. Refik Anadol, the Turkish artist, is someone else who does this. I think he does amazing stuff too. He doesn't do characters like this. It's more like waves and colors, but it's really beautiful stuff. Yeah, I think this is definitely a cool drop. I didn't participate in this. I didn't touch the $1,500 Daniel Arsham because it's just really hard to tell what's going to do well now and what's not. I think that these past couple drops were creative enough, between Arsham being who he is and really killing it with what he made, like doing that bust that changes for the seasons. I'm not surprised that he sold over 600 mints of that at $1,500. And then, yeah, with this one, it's just a cool project. So I'm not surprised that it sold out. I'm going to fast forward to the one that dropped today. And today, actually very, very cool stuff. It's Polaroids, but 3D. So it's out there. It's really cool. And everything's sold out. They were actually a traditional limited drop. So this is how NiftyGateway used to do things. And that's why people had bots get involved, because it was like, hey, the first 100 people will get a copy of this. There's only 100. And we hadn't seen this for a really, really long time because of bots and trying to control bots, or not being able to control bots is what I should say. And so, yeah, these are really wild. They're all like, I want to say this is maybe, video in the background right here. And then you have this Polaroid, and then the Polaroid is 3D. I absolutely love these. I think that these are really, really cool. This is absolutely right up my alley. When I saw the sort of thumbnail and I saw the Polaroid, I was like, oh, cool. I don't see that many Polaroids in NFT artwork. And one of my favorite artists, who I actually own physical pieces by, this guy, Dagpo Lobsang, is a Polaroid and film photographer. And the stuff he does with Polaroid is absolutely unbelievable. So I think Polaroid is a really cool way to show NFTs. And I think it's probably the most realistic way to just sell traditional photography that doesn't move in the NFT world. So this one, I mean, to combine a Polaroid with immaculate 3D artwork, I'm really impressed. The other thing is the concepts of the artwork it's kind of nuts. It's pretty dark. Like, yeah, so it looks like this might be like stop motion video on the outside right here. And then I have no idea how to do like the, dancing Polaroid, like 3D, and make it look like that. It looks amazing. The shadows, the lighting is incredible. And then there's theme of like, it looks like a stone or a crystallized hand, which is pretty crazy. And I see a couple of questions in the chat, and I'm going to get to them. First, I want to talk about this blood shifting piece, which really like bugged me out. It's, again, a wild piece. And yeah, I want to say this is stop motion video, or some type of really well done video in the background, well lit and just well edited / shot. It might be stop motion, it might not be. The manipulation of time and focus on this footage is incredible. And then, yeah, again, you have this wild, disturbing, like true detective, pretty, gory image on this Polaroid. There's like a theme of death and life and permanence in this drop. This one's really something. I didn't buy anything because I'm very cautious with what I buy on the primary market right now on NiftyGateway. And over the past couple of days, since the market was so low, I'd been putting global offers out on the secondary market that were super low ball offers for, what I would consider blue chip artists like Wocious and Xcopy. I actually didn't get either one. I was genuinely surprised. I kept checking my profile because I was like, I bet I got it. And I didn't get it. So I was a little bit surprised, but it's all good. But yeah, these are really really, really crazy. They're definitely disturbing, like the images that he's showing on the Polaroids. But look at this one, the same thing with like the diamond or the crystallized hand. This time we had melted candle wax. I think that this work is incredible. I don't know anything about Giant Swan. I want to know more. I definitely do. And looks like Giant Swan dropped in June and dropped these Polaroids. And again, the moving Polaroid theme. So this is an incredibly cool theme. This artist has shot to like, you know, a top 15, top 20 artist for me in terms of what I've seen on NiftyGateway and just in the NFT space in general. I'm very impressed with the artwork in this, especially in the drop today. It seems like those last drops were pretty good too. But the artwork today is really nuts. This is not everyday stuff to make this. I have no concept of how long this took to make. It looks like this is like a time lapse here. I'm watching the sunlight move. It looks like this is time lapse video. And then I don't know what the deal is with this physical piece right here and how he gets the Polaroid to dance like that, but it's incredible. I feel like I'm rambling on this, but I'm really blown away. So I'm pulling up some comments from Practice and Apply. Thank you for watching Practice and Apply. I see you posting all the time. Refix work is great. I tried to get one piece from his last drop, but didn't win the drawing. Refix last drop was all drawings. And yeah, I mean, I entered a bunch of them and I didn't get anything either. There were a lot of entries, even at the, I think it was like $1,111 price point, or maybe it was like 1,000 or 1,100. So it was definitely a tough drop to get in on. And that one mooned, but that's drawing. So that's different. Practice and Apply said, given the better performance of the last drops, do you think it's looking up for Nifty? I think that the answer to that is complicated. I think that if the crypto, you know, the Bitcoin / Ethereum market as a whole just moves to the upside really, really fast, which is totally within the realm of possibility, I think that you'll see a major uptick. The other thing is that, you know, they say the pump is a lot stronger than the dump. And so we saw a really, really strong dump, a 51% correction over a matter of weeks. And it shook out a lot of folks that have leverage, shook out a lot of like, you know, quote unquote paper hands, like people that bought above 50K or above 45K and ended up selling for a loss because they just, you know, they don't understand what Bitcoin is and they abandoned ship. Obviously saw ETH drop down to, I think, as low as like 18 something. Like, you know, ETH always drops a little bit harder, higher highs, lower lows, blah, blah, blah. So I think if that just shoots up and goes to the moon, which is totally possible. Again, it's totally possible. I think that you'll see a major turnaround on NiftyGateway in terms of the prices of the established, well-known, you know, blue chip or very strong performing pieces. Pieces that come to mind immediately are the stuff on the front page, like, you know, Bitcoin Angel, probably Faces, but more so like Bitcoin Angel, you know, maybe Micah Johnson's work, like Genesis, for example, and then all of like the true blue chip stuff, like the Victor and Victoria by Ferocious piece, Mad Dog Jones across the board, even Beeple, right? Because we saw Beeple selling for like $200,000 and now they sell for like $50,000 to $75,000. So there's been this like devastating correction. And I don't think that we'll necessarily get to where we were at in March this year. I think over time, given the enormous amount of inflation, the pieces like, you know, again, to me, not financial advice, not telling you to buy these NFTs, but like I have the most kind of faith in Bitcoin Angel, things like Mad Dog Jones, V&V by Ferocious. These are just some of the ones that come to mind. Genesis by Micah Johnson, maybe Faces, you know, all these pieces that had really, really sustained strong performance and have only dropped recently, just given how much of just how messed up the market has been for NiftyGateway as a whole. And thank you for posting, guys. Love these drop videos. Keep it up. A couple people pieces went for 25K today. So that's insane. I didn't know that. That's really, really wild. Wow. I guess I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to pull up Beeple. Swagtrocity, by any chance, do you know the names of the pieces? Because we'll pull them up. I want to look at the marketplace. So I want to look at Kenny Schachter real quick, just because I kind of, you know, caught my own attention bringing him up. And I want to look at how bad his old stuff is doing. Rebirths. I'm going to pull that up. Okay, not Kenny Schachter. Sorry, Kenny Scharf. Kenny Scharf. I know Kenny Schachter's stuff is not doing as well as it did. Where is here? I'm going to pull up Kenny Scharf. I think there's a C in that name. Kenny Scharf. Cool. All right. All right, I'm going to pull up Rebirth, Swagtrosity. I want to see that. I wonder if Giga Chad also, was negatively impacted by this, because I'm going to actually be interviewed myself on this channel on Escape Velocity. Someone's going to interview me. It's Daniel. He's a whale. He actually owns like 4 beeples, and he watches a lot of the content on this channel on Escape Velocity. He watches a lot of the content that I put out on Nifty Culture. That's at NFT Culture on Twitter and at NFT Culture on YouTube. I actually am doing an interview with an artist tomorrow morning. I did an interview with an artist yesterday morning. I think a lot of that stuff is doing well. As you can see here, Kenny Schachter is still going, pretty damn strong. Like the floor is $2,700, and it looks like one sold for $2,500 the other day. And I don't remember exactly what this was. Okay, $1,300 primary market price. So Kenny Schachter was ready to rock with his first drop. That's a pretty good price. And then Zing was an additional one. What a surprise. It's not for sale. That's an amazing NFT right there. Like an addition of one. Kenny Scharf. Sorry, I keep saying Kenny Schachter. Kenny Scharf, not Kenny Schachter. This is Kenny Schachter. So let's go back. Let's check out a different Scharf. Hold on. 1 second. Can I see different Kenny Scharf? All right, here we go. Sorry, little delay there. Here, the open edition. What's the floor on this thing? Oh my! I mean, look, that's not as bad as it could be. I bet an offer of like 910 or something will get you this. Original market price was $9.99. Sold for $12.33 recently. Not recently. Yeah, so no one's been touching this one. There might be strong hands on this piece. I'm a big fan of this piece. I'm just a big fan of Kenny Scharf. I think he's absolutely dope. And ever since I've been like really putting a lot of money into the NFT space, all of his stuff has been valued really high. I do remember when this dropped though, and I definitely obviously should have bought it at drop. I wasn't throwing thousands around in the NFT world just yet. Yeah, February 7th, so before March, so definitely still early. I want to see these Rebirth sales, and I probably want to tell Jonathan about them, because I think he'll find that very interesting. Okay, what do we got? Rebirth. Having a tough time finding it. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you shouting me out. Where is Beeple? Here we go. Rebirth, which was in the most recent one. There it is. So I do think that Rebirth is probably like aesthetically the weakest out of all of them, probably. It's just kind of really weird. Steve Aoki created a Discord for NFT holders only, and he mentioned there's more to come. Once musicians add utility to their NFTs, it'll be great. I think that's a very good point. Practice and apply, and I think a lot of people have been sleeping on that, and that a lot of musicians have messed it up. A lot of musicians have not done that, and as a result, it's been not the best performance for them. And if that changes, then you're definitely going to see, just more and more NFTs being dished out. Like NFTs aren't going anywhere. I want to make this very clear. NFTs aren't going anywhere. That doesn't mean that your NFT that you bought in March at the absolute, peak of the hype cycle will ever be worth that again, or won't take a really long time to be worth that again. I think that with inflation and like, vintage value, like as in once they're like very, very old, anything is possible, but not for a really long time, right? It even took Bitcoin a long time. It takes like 4 years to get back to where it was. So your NFT, same deal. So it looks like Rebirth is routinely selling for 25,000. So if there's whales that want to like grab a Beeple for cheap, they can grab that one and probably get it for like $2,000, 21 grand or something like that. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the long and short of it. Themes that we're seeing in the market is that in the past week, there have been some drops that did pretty damn well. Even on Friday, I actually did a follow-up video to the drop on Thursday, which was John Norlander. He did his signature sort of exploding heads style drop. If you haven't watched it, check out that video. I'll try to pull up the right here. I like this drop a lot too. Like the art is super sick that's coming out right now. The art is incredibly sick. But yeah, these did like well. They didn't moon, but they appreciated in value as open editions, which has been very, very uncommon. I'm actually surprised by just how low the mint counts were here, but maybe these appreciating in value, even though it was only a little bit, really inspired people to say, hey, this Saturday drop by Arsham, you know, renowned artist in the traditional art world, world renowned, doing an NFT that's crazy, that has a complex smart object. I'm going to take a shot, $1,500. I'm going to let it rip. And it actually appreciated. And then now, you know, the stuff that came out today is pretty cool. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of that appreciates as well. One last note, one last thing that I did not bring up that I forgot about. Yes, Swagtrocity, it definitely was a big success. Daniel Arsham's drop was a really big success. But one last thing that I didn't bring up is that it was worth noting that in today's drop with the Polaroids, they were traditional packs. So it was just like out of, look, and it's still not sold out. So I didn't call this out. This is not sold out yet. You can buy this right now. And it's only in a mint of 20. It's only a mint of 20 with a limited supply, or excuse me, just open, like you can buy it. So clearly that the bot thing is not as much of a problem as it used to be, because I just don't think that people think that these things are going to appreciate the way they were. And $700 might be just a little bit too expensive for this entire drop to sell out. I love this artwork. I made it clear. Again, I'm not going to buy it, but I think it's cool that like potentially blood shifting right here could actually only have a mint of 2. This one, Preserve, could have a mint of 8. Tango could have a mint of 9. I mean, to me, one of these could appreciate. I don't want to say moon. They could appreciate. I think the only thing missing from this drop is the fact that Giant Swan isn't like a super renowned artist. And that first drop doesn't seem to be as good as this one. No disrespect, just in terms of the artwork. But yeah, I'll be interested to see. We're going to pay attention to this one. It'll be easy for me to pay attention to this because I absolutely love this drop from a creative perspective. But we're going to pay attention to this. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Crypto Pio. I will be doing an interview on Escape Velocity where I get interviewed tomorrow by Daniel. And I think it's like going to be something that's, you know, fundamentals of buying NFTs right now. That I'm the expert on that, but he wants to pick my brain. Whale he's going around right now in the NFT space. So it'll be interesting to see the type of stuff that he asks me and the answers that I come up with. I hope I don't lead anybody awry. And then I will also be interviewing Siobhan Wong on the Nifty Culture channel. She's an incredible photographer. I'm really, really excited for that. And potentially interviewing or just having a discussion with a pretty prominent Nifty Gateway NFT influencer Thursday morning. So, you know, no promises on that. Trying to like get to the bottom of that and figure it out, but I'm really, really hoping that it gets done because I think it'll be a very interesting conversation. And I just am very curious myself to ask questions of this collector, this influencer within the Nifty space, because I'm just very curious to hear, you know, what he says. So as usual, I really appreciate everybody watching. Please like and comment, subscribe. I do my best to do these every single day. I was in New York City this weekend, so I missed Saturday and Sunday. And yesterday, I was just catching up on so much stuff. I just didn't have time to do it. And I didn't think that the drop warranted a drop watch in itself. But I will be back doing these as often as I can. And we'll try to post them on Twitter and schedule them ahead of time. Please forgive me. Sometimes I just have to go off the cuff. But yeah, really appreciate everyone watching. We've got tons of good interviews coming out on Nifty Gateway or Nifty Culture. And we will be, you know, putting out a bunch of new content soon. Last thing, I got accepted to be a speaker at NFT NYC in October or November. I think it's November. So I will be speaking live both on a panel with Nifty Culture and on my own as a solo speaker. So if there's topics you guys think are interesting, throw them in the chat in these videos or like ping them to me on Twitter or something. I'll pay attention. And, you know, it's going to take some time for me to formulate what those talks are going to be on, or specifically my solo talk. But I want it to be really, really good because I guarantee some of the other people that are going to be there are going to have absolutely insane, like pull out all the stops level discussions and presentations. So I just don't want to get absolutely dunked on. I don't want to become a meme on Instagram like JJ Redick getting dunked on by LeBron. I want to try to dunk back on some of these heavy hitters that are going to be speaking at the NFT conference. Swagotrocity said, any idea what time I'll be doing the stream tomorrow? One interview is at 10:15 a.m. on Nifty Culture. That's with Danielle Wong. I'll be doing the stream with Daniel where he interviews me at like 12:15 p.m. And I don't think I'll be doing a live drop watch, but I might try to sneak one in before or after the drop that happens tomorrow. So as usual, I'm Crypto Pio. This is Escape Velocity. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys tomorrow a couple different ways.